Well, we're back, my YouTube friends, and we're going to look potting up the Vanda coerulescens. What I thought is putting it in this little square basket, and then that will then sit in this terracotta one. I just need to bring a little bit of wire though, because I'll need to secure it in that. The big, well, it's Vanda falcata, we know it as Neo-Phoenicia falcata. I'm going to do the kokedama round here, so it's going to sit on the top, and then that again sits in this terracotta pot, and the terracotta pot is open. So I've got, oh, sorry about the noise. I'm going to do those two today, and I've already got the sphagnum moss laid out in strands, because I find that easier to do now, because otherwise it's just so fiddly to do. Alright, and then what I'll do first is we'll empty the pots. And I've got a jug of warm water for when I've emptied these out. Okay, so this is this one now, so you probably won't see, but I'll empty it out first. And this one has got new pink growing tips, and we've got new growing tips there, can you see? And we've got growing tips there, that one. So we've got this just at the right point to do this mounting in the kokedama style. Alright, so let's just have a look now, you see. So we've got this big long root here, and we've got those few there. See, we've got a growing tip there, and we've got some bark which is attached. So what I'm going to do that now, so we can just soften those roots, just to make them a little bit more pliable, because when I start, I'm going to be wrapping them. The base is going to be sat on here, and then I'm going to be wrapping them. And sometimes what I do with this base here is I put a zip tie on it. Now let's have a look at the, sometimes you see, there's usually a little bit you can anchor, either a piece of wire or a piece of zip tie. So let's just leave that in soak a minute. I'll just go and get a zip tie to go with this, and let's just empty this other one out. And that's the Vanda coerulescens, and so we'll empty that out. Right. This is a little dinky. I did some notes. This is classed as a little miniature. See, we've got, oh, well, that can come off. That's a bit of a dead root. There we go, you see. That's got a crack in it there. And so you see, this is going to sit in there like that, with that little root coming out, and then when it sits in this one here, that little root might just, I'll try and encourage it to go down, but I just need to go, and I've got the wire, I just need to get a zip tie now. Right, I've got the zip tie, and I've got the little pokey tool, and I've put the coerulescens in here as well. So let's just see if any of this bark will come off easily enough. And then, I mean, this is the right time to do this type of kokedama method, just ready or in anticipation of new root growth. And I knew I hadn't got long in which to try and get hold of one of these. Right, let's see if we can just... And what I like about this method is that once they're potted up, with good sphagnum moss, they can actually last 2 years. Okay, so we're clear now. I'm going to take this other one out and just lay it on the top, and we'll move this one over there now. Let's have a look what we're dealing with. Another little tiny piece there. It's all in the preparation. I say it every time. You've got to, when you're doing a video like this, you've got to get everything prepared and ready, because otherwise nothing flows. Right. Okay. Now these we didn't have any trouble getting these from Germany because although we've left the EU, we don't actually close our trade until December 31st. So until December the 31st, we're able to still trade. Okay. Right. So really, that was the only little tiny bit of root. Now, this is what I do. And you see, can you see the top there? Well, I usually try, there's a little nodge usually, I call it, and I try and manoeuvre that little tiny nodge there. You see, now this, fortunately, will just anchor itself there. And then when I've got this in place, I hope you're seeing what I'm doing now, because this is where you get one chance, and only one chance to get it right. See, these have got to be pliable. I did all the others, but I didn't film any of those. Now I'm just getting a little zip tie, so just hold on. Let's just... These either all fall out and all over the floor, or you struggle to get one out of the bag. Right, I've got 2 out. Okay, so let's have a look. I like them to sit nice. I mean, the ideal position would be smack bang in the middle. But what you've got to just think of is how they're going to grow. And so let's put this in the right direction. This will be enough. Okay. Right. Where's my little hook to hook it through? Hold on. Hold on. What I should have done first was actually put it through like that. Make sure you've got it turned the right way as well, because otherwise it won't zip up. So we've got it turned the right way, and we've got it there. And this Now, let's have a look which way looks best. We're going to do it this way, she says. But it doesn't matter if it's wrong. We'll, before we actually zip it in, we will certainly check again. So what we don't want to do is actually strangle any of these roots. Let's see if I can get it to go underneath. And then what I'm going to do is just see if it'll let me zip it just in place. Come here. Right. Now it's not. What I can't do is. Oh, look at that one. You see? Let me just show you. It's already gone through there and coming out the other end. So that's okay. That tells me that it's found a little niche down there, that's fine. I have no problem with that at all. What I'm trying to do is just get this level on the top. Okay. Right. Now, I've got these in strands. Okay. And now this is sometimes when you need your third hand. But I haven't got a third hand, so sometimes I use my boobs to hold the plant. It's not good if you've not got big boobs. Well, I hold the... There we go, you see. Right. So we bring... All the roots are there, can you see? All the roots are here. Right, and we get hold of this sphagnum moss. What we're trying to do is to bring this sphagnum moss round. Right, those roots are fine there. There we go. It's very, very fiddly. Okay. And because what you've got to do also is make sure that your orchid is sitting the way you want it to. And not sitting crooked. Now be careful because I've just caught that root there. Quite delicate procedure. Okay. Yeah, it's fine, that one there, but I just caught with my fingernail. Okay, so that's the first layer. What you're trying to do then is just bring this layer of sphagnum moss over the other layer. Right. So there's one layer over the other layer. And sometimes you'll get a little straggly piece, but don't worry about that. This one's got to be manoeuvred down like that. Alright. That one, I don't know whether I can get that one in. Let's see if it'll... Yeah, it's gone down. And that one's gone in there. So we're fine. So we're next on the next layer. Try and manoeuvre it down. And then bring it round. Okay. As far as it'll go, and then what you've got to start doing now is you've got to start to add a little bit of pressure, because at the end of the day, when you move your hands, this has got to all be firm. Right, so we'll get another bunch here. There we go, you see. as we come down, as each layer comes round. I suppose it's really like a potter's wheel, except it's not a potter's wheel. Okay. And you see? And then you'll always get some little straggly bits. And you see, sometimes as you let go, it all falls apart. So gently push it in like that. And keep your fingers crossed that it all doesn't fall off before you start putting all this fishing line around it. Okay, well, let's see if I can just get this to go around and through. Sometimes it works for me, sometimes it doesn't. Okay, and of course what you've got to be careful of is trapping any of these nice fans. Alright, so let's have a look. So I'm going to just do, see what I mean? Just, oh God. Yep, this is what happens. And this is why you've got to have patience. The thing is, you can't have it too tight because you don't want to actually strangle those roots, but you want it tight enough just to hold in place. Now let's see. Damn you. Oh dear. Okay. Right. Right. Okay. So let's take it round this way. And then this looks a bit of a mess, doesn't it? But it won't be in a minute. Because once I start, once I start to get it anchored down, there we go, I'll be fine. Okay, right, now where's that one? See, I've got, there, that's better. Okay, just bear with me. Sometimes you'll get a piece, when you initially do it, a piece of fishing line that when you pull it, it's going to pull it too tight. And what I try and do is tuck some more sphagnum moss underneath it. Right. Okay, let's see. Right, here we go. Next layer. Bearing in mind as you release the pressure, the sphagnum moss fluffs out. Okay. Now where's this big? This is it. Sorry about that. If you just bear with me a minute while I just do it a little bit off camera, just to get a hold of this. There we go. Oh, sorry. You're still with me? Okay. Right. I think we're doing great guns now. You might not think so, but we are. it done. Just cut the tip of a root off there that was poking through, but that couldn't be helped. There we go. There. Right, let's have a look now. See how it's hanging down? Okay. Whew. Right, so there's that nice root just poking itself through. We've got this little wedge here where the sphagnum moss will rest. I'll tuck it all in and then let's tie that round there. I mean, it doesn't matter if we lose one or two little bits. Let me just get another strand here and put it through there. It's only on the edge there, you see. Okay. You do have to have the patience of Job. Oh, where's that one? That's from the top, that's fine. So what I'll do now is tie this one off first at the bottom. Because once I've tied this one off and secured it down at the bottom, then I can secure it a little bit higher up. 1, 2, 3. Okay, now that doesn't look brilliant, does it? But it will do when it's sat. Now, this is the other piece here. And what I try and do with this is where you leave it to the end and you go round, well I do anyway, and manoeuvre it so I can pull some of these other wires tighter. See, we've got one here across this root. Let's lift it up. Because what you're wanting at the end of the day is for this to be anchored down. Can you see the roots at the top? And everything to be secure, so we're going to go around there now. And there's this area here. The area where I got a little bit of that root tip. Not a lot, but just a little bit. I just caught it with my finger. Okay. Let's see if I can manoeuvre that little bit in here. And then we'll tie the other end to this end. And then this one's done. 1. This is where it gets fiddly. 2. I think that one might be alright with 2, but let's just do it as 3. And then, there we go. So, can you see inside now? Can you see the roots? How they've got access to come out under here? And because they will sit in this terracotta pot, there we are. What I can do then, I'll cut my zip wire off. You see? Just bear with me a minute. I can fill round this corner here. There was that little root that I just caught, and somewhere on here there's a little tiny, oh there, that's all that was damaged. But there you are, you see it's got a nice new growing tip there, and this will be fine. Right, let's see what we can do with the other one. Right, what I'm going to try and do is to put this in here and see if I can just zip tight very, very gently, just to anchor it down, and then see. Will that be okay? There's that root. Now I do want it to come outside. Oh, I don't want it to come inside. Tell you what. What I'm going to try and do is allow it to stay inside. You see, I'll just anchor it there, because there are a couple of cracks, can you see, where the root is damaged. We don't want to crack it anymore. I think we'll do that's fine. And all I'm going to do with this is just lay some sphagnum moss. Right, so that's it, that one, and that will just sit in there. So if I lift this camera up now, of course I need to put the labels on, but there we go. And this one, see, that's quite easy to remove from the outer pot when it comes to watering. The roots have got plenty of room to grow on, and this is the other one, which is now I call it near finish falcata, but that one is done in that kokedama style, and I'll cut that end off there, and then this one will go up into the grow room, and see, there's that plastic piece, and hopefully this will send out more fans, and you never know, might even give me flowers this year. So from me to you, thank you for joining me. That's 2 done, and I've got the other 2 to sort out yet. From me to you, take care, bye bye now.